Today we're doing a repair and restoration to a stick back Windsor style chair. It's made of wood, a mixture of woods I think. Looks like oak and possibly some ash. It's had a little bit of woodworm damage which has weakened the top part, which then failed and was broken. So we need to repair the top and give it some love and attention, bring it back to life. Hope you enjoy. So there's a few signs of maybe one or two woodworm holes, but they're old and there's only a couple. I was worried that there might be some woodworm damage in here, and you can see that that's probably what's made it weak. But then there's also been possibly a nail or two. But so what I'm going to do is glue it, but because it's weaker, I'm actually going to use a 5-minute epoxy. Because this is obviously a weak point and the wood's a bit corroded. So let's have a go. There's our little friend. Let's talk about woodworm. In the chair repair, there's damage to the top caused by woodworm, and what I thought we'd do is just take a couple of minutes out to talk about how serious it is, what you can do about it, and should you be worried. So first of all, a bit of a caveat. What I'm going to talk about is woodworm here in the United Kingdom, and particularly up here in Scotland. There are many different insects that attack wood, and if you're in any doubt, you should of course contact a specialist. But I'm going to talk about this sort of thing and how worried you should be. So here's a piece of wood that I've had for some time in the workshop, and you can see these telltale holes, and if we cut through the end section, have a look, you can see the burrow paths of the worms inside the wood. Now, of course, from the outside, these are the exit holes, so that is once the insect has left. So before they go, all of this is happening inside, and you can see that it can cause the wood to become a lot weaker. However, should you be terrified? No. Here in the workshop, up in this corner up here, is one of the main joists, and you can see it's full of woodworm holes. Now, those are many decades old. Woodworm damage here, or not damage, but evidence inside the workshop on that joist is at least 20, maybe 30, maybe 40, maybe 50 years old. It has been professionally treated, and we have a certificate for that and a guarantee. If you get it early enough and you treat it, the wood is still structurally okay, and can be left like that for many years, especially now that this workshop is dry. It used to be a cow barn. There were cows in here many years ago, and obviously it was a bit wet, damp and cool, which is all the conditions that the woodworm insect enjoys. Now that it's dry and warm, it's not such an appealing place. Am I worried that I've got a couple of pieces like this? Yes, of course, it's a concern when a new piece of furniture comes in and it has some woodworm signs. What you really want to worry about is the little signs of dust that show that there's been a recent exit or entrance. But for something that's old like this sort of came from the original staircase, so I know the heritage of it. And as you can see, I've cut into it, and these are long, long gone. So on with the repair, and see if we can make the chair good. Yes, I am wearing a respirator. Now the chair's been sanded, and I've put in some wood filler into the woodworm holes. This is a interior single part wood putty, and once it's sanded down you can see that the holes are filled. This is the epoxy repair. It was pretty straightforward, just did the right clamp. So there we have it, a fully repaired, restored, lovely piece of furniture. I finished it in wax rather than giving it a varnish, which is a layer on top, whereas an oil and wax finish goes into the wood slightly. So it's got this lovely luster to it, but it's not shiny or glossy. And the repair at the top is invisible from the front. The top I can see a small line at the back, but that was the choice that I had to make. But yeah, I'm very pleased with how it's turned out, and looking forward to returning it to, hopefully, a happy owner.